Hi YouTube, Robonuts1 here, and yesterday I went to go see Man of Steel. So I'm sorry. So I'm going to review it for you. This movie was very, very good. And just I can talk about this film for hours and hours and hours. And I have done, and this is actually my third video just trying to review this. So I'm gonna keep it within 10 minutes. So the film is about, is the origin story of Superman. And it's an origin story like nothing we've ever seen before. You know, we get loads and loads of references to the Superman comics. We get references to Smallville, the TV show. You know, we get references to an awful lot in this movie. It was really good. And I loved Krypton. I absolutely loved Krypton in this movie. And Krypton is very, very unique in this film. You know, you really get a sense of the Kryptonian culture in this film. That the Richard Donner films didn't really portray, and which Smallville tried to portray in the TV show, particularly in season 9, but did not portray the Kryptonian culture quite like this. Because you really do get this organic technology-esque world, you know, and we have Jor-El getting, you know, being able to see Lara-L's stomach as she gives birth. Ultrasound, that's the thing I'm looking for. You know, we get an organic esque ultrasound that shows baby Kal-El being born. And the series very much uses flashbacks to give us Clark's past. And I thought this was a very good idea, as it just worked well. However, it did leave some pacing issues. Because basically the scene would just jump from one scene to the next. And it got a little bit jarring. And these flashbacks, although they were great and intriguing, the way the flashbacks were placed were very, very jarring. But the flashbacks themselves were really, really interesting, particularly with the scenes with Kevin Conroy as Jonathan Kent. Jonathan Kent was very, very interesting, because he basically says what eventually comes to pass, you know, because Jonathan Kent predicts that the world will change when Clark reveals himself to the world. And everything changes when Clark dons the costume for the first time. And, and we get flashbacks to Clark's pain and Clark's inner turmoil that he suffers. Clark being bullied at school, Clark having to watch his dad die. Yeah, it was just great. And Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, he is no... Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill both play very, very different Superman. And Henry Cavill really takes Superman into a new direction. And I think this is good, because it's what the audience wanted from a Superman film. It has that Batman Begins, or Superman Begins, sort of vibe to it. And I think although this is nothing like Batman Begins, by any stretch of the imagination, Superman does have a sense of realism, and Henry Cavill really portrayed that. And he portrays the outcast and the alien, and in certain shots, he almost appears godlike, and I really liked that. Amy Adams as Lois Lane, she was very good. Though I have heard people say, oh, she wasn't that much of a damsel in distress. She's not supposed to be a damsel in distress. First off, she's a reporter first and a love interest second. And we get the foundations of the Lois relationship in this film. And I think for a foundation piece, that was what we want. That's all we need. And I'm happy that that Lois knows about Clark. And very early on in the film. And I did enjoy that. I also enjoy Michael Shannon as Zod. He was really good. He wasn't amazing and absolutely fantastic, which I sort of did think he would be, but he was a decent villain. And I think for a first film, that's exactly what you wanted. If anything, Faora was the villain in this film. She was really good. Russell Crowe as Jor-El, he was pretty good. And I liked the relationship that Jor-El and Zod had in this film. It was sort of very much like Lex Luthor and Clark. So I liked that. The visual effects in this film were stunning, fast-paced action. Zack Snyder moved away from the slow motion in this film. And yeah, really, just an all-round great film. A good starting piece for a Man of Steel trilogy. And with references to a possible DC universe spinning out from Man of Steel. Like my Facebook page, as I give an in-depth analysis to the film itself. And yeah, so that's me out, and I'm now going to go watch the final episode of Season 9. So yeah, subscribe and CRS. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'm looking for a catchy ending. Bye!